at TradeGATEHub.com. We are powered by TradeView Markets, the broker where you could trade every instrument with the best spreads on the street. I'm joined by my co-host, Mike Venezia.
Good morning,
Mike, how
guys.
you doing today, buddy? A day in front of a big number.
You know what? And that's fine. We're doing fine. For those that have been in TradeGATEHub, this is kind of well, what they say, a resting or resumption day.
Yeah.
As tomorrow, I'm not looking to predict. I'm looking for a catalyst as people should be writing both on a macro and individual level of how they've been acting, because they will come around and act similarly when things die down, if you will, whatever that may mean.
Yeah.
But going
After
into
the
tomorrow,
dust
which is a big,
settles.
going to the number, big number into tomorrow. It's that it's stalking day. You know what I mean? It's almost like a resting day before the rest of everything resumes.
Right.
So that's where I'm looking at now.
I want to talk about it and maybe game it out for our viewers. And I've been posting this VIX chart in our main chat room. And that was before we took out 21. We needed one more low to complete this 1, 2, 3 drive to a bottom. Really, today is the first signal, because yesterday we still had a red candle on the daily. And so, if we could get through 24 to 26, it could be quite an event. I know a lot of people are looking for the volatility puke. I've been reading about that, and they're thinking 18 or something like that. But I look at this and I go, there's a lot of complacency. I've seen some of your stuff showing that things are overbought short
That's
term.
true. It is.
Yeah.
And we've been besides David Hunter, we've been riding up the trend for about a month and a half now, correct?
Yeah,
we have.
Yeah.
And by the way, that goes back to, and listen, I don't believe in this that you're only as good as your last trade. What we did do is TradeGATEHub is when I sign in, and Coach, please keep your chart up, it's relevant. And when I sign into TradeGATEHub, go back to the red YouTube channel, and it gives both of our videos, which Coach and I do every day, going back months and months and months now back. So not only is it a little bit of our trading DNA, we're actually very proud. And by the way, we should be. I'm not this is not pat ourselves on the back hour. We've been doing this for a long time. It's just we've been in tune with the market on, like Barry Sanders, as you said, for some time now.
Yeah, so the low coming around the solstice, and I thought it would stretch all summer to the fall, which is still about a month and a half away. The other thing I just want to touch on is that NASDAQ is a weak sister.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And until today, Russell still outperforms. This would be my preferred long on a break. So the other thing,
completely agree.
Yeah. So the other thing is, what's a dollar going to do? A lot of people said, well, trend's still up. What we need to take out 105 to open up for a weaker dollar. I don't know what kind of number we're going to get here, Mike, but the title of the interview is, say, for example, we get a friendly number, and it looks like the market is kind of like book squaring, liquidating in front of the number. So if we get a more benign number, we could have a hell of a pop in the market. The only thing is, it might be a failing rally, so if we had one and he had a rally up towards 4,200, what are you going to do with your book?
First of all, there's not much of it left.
Okay.
Everybody knows that I have a long-term fund, if you will, an active long-term fund. I would say it's obviously not a swing trade. One of these situations where I don't really look, I don't micromanage it. And that also comes down to a trading cliche that you'll see over time. If you really want your positions to work and they're good positions going with the trend, you shouldn't watch them. And that's evidence here. But like we started the prelude here, or actually at the beginning, in saying that a lot of the indicators and their sentiment indicators combined with
technicals
at the right time. And listen, I'm not arguing it. I'm not saying everybody's wrong for taking profits. I get it.
We don't make the candles. We just interpret them.
No, right. I don't listen. There's plenty of movement after the candles than to worry about getting burned beforehand. There's plenty, that a lot of the moves are coming post open. I mean, I don't know if but listen, the market's been very smooth. The market, every time, if you look into it or have a little bit of second level thinking, the market on a daily basis to maybe 1 or 2 days has been tipping its hand. Like I said before, we're not really patting ourselves in the back because we should be doing what we're doing. But I'm not sure yet going into Wednesday, tomorrow, the number that if they're really taking profits or it's sell the news. But as we know, there only even one stock or one number, being tomorrow even, can change the market direction drastically. It's number by number.
It is. So, perhaps we get give back here. We had about a 14% rally. Maybe we give half of it back towards this 39 level. Some people think it could be as deep as 38. So if that happens over the next couple of weeks, I would expect you to redeploy what you've taken off. So if we had a strong number, a strong response with a benign number, do you have any short candidates in mind where you might sell the pop and try and ride the correction down?
Well,
Or would you just wait for the correction to reinitiate what you've booked
I
in the
appreciate the
last
question.
few
That comes back
days?
to my plan, and that's what we do every morning on TGH. It's a high level plan. It might not ever work, but we're consistent on the data we show. I didn't make up the data. I've always tried to prove to the TGH members, and I don't think anybody is disagreeing. I just want there to be trust, and then everybody can go with their own plan. I always post the Bank of America indicators. That's public. Google it. It's not something I make up, and it's widely used. I use so everybody uses, I use a couple of private indicators. So everything that we do is consistent. It's not like I'm not biased anyway. Everybody knows that I'm always mixed, and I should be. So if they run it up, what I'm going to do, like I said before, it would be contradictory. This number tomorrow, which will be market moving, is I'm going to play the number on a short term to I'm not really sure if they run it up. I'm going to have a plan, a minor plan, or a minor plan and a macro plan. If they run it up, I'm going to play the rotation. I'm certainly going to short some things, and I'm not going to short indexes because it's really been predominantly stock specific, in my opinion. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm just
been a
going
nice,
I'm just
nice
going by the
period for
price action.
stock picking.
Yeah, well, the last couple of weeks, stocks have been running up on all bad news, no matter what it is, and it's evidenced by go to the YouTube channel. But you know what? That's starting to turn a little bit, and that's why the market is reacting to how stocks are acting. Unity Software got bought out today, for example. The stock is was as high as 55. Now it's negative. Stock like AMD that had a nice run is all of a sudden pulled back from a high of 103 to 93. So all I'm doing, and that has been the theme with TGH stocks, aside from the day trading stocks being BBBY or AMC, which, by the way, Joe, been nice trading, is that I'm only going to, in the long-term fund, anything that I have right now is completely best of breed, regardless of what rotation it is. So yes, I do have a little bit of Exxon, and yes, I do have some Microsoft, and I do have some Apple. Everything that was speculative, I got rid of. I sold Twilo on the bounce, for example. But anything that I have now would be something that I went from wanting the market to dip. So I'm wanting the market to run up so I could sell some things into the run up, like the XBI,
Yeah.
Something like that.
That was
Now
a
I really
beautiful,
want
that
them.
was a
Now I
beauty.
want them to come down a lot. I
Right.
don't feel if they pop with a benign number, if you will, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm left out selling all my longs the last couple of days. I just think they'll go to where I sold some of them.
Okay.
And by the way, it might, as we're going from number to number, but as earnings season starts to abate and economics start to come into forefront now, it was the reverse the past couple of weeks because numbers were really driving the market. Now, as I said, the numbers have played the stocks, the numbers have played their hands, and they're showing their hand here for a couple of weeks after the report to even for a couple of days being today. So I think the economic numbers are going to take the forefront and be, going forward. And I don't think it's necessarily peak inflation. I just think, as I said, to be redundant, the economic numbers are going to take forefront to see how,
Okay. Yeah, it may not be peak inflation, but if you look at this 4-hour chart, we had peak momentum probably all the way back to here, which is July 28th. So we've been diverging, as you can tell, all the way on this grinding advance. Most of it was done last month, but there were some things that, like the meme stocks, were not such a great sign.
I said
That
that several
money's
times.
coming, yeah,
I
money's
said
coming
that. I'll go
back to
back to that in
spec things.
TGH. Yeah, that was no
Yes.
good.
Yeah, so this 39.25 level looks like there's some confluence. That's a 4-hour. And then here's your daily. So we have some confluence here at the 39.20 level. I think that's attainable.
No, no, I wouldn't argue. And by the way, not to placate, I think maybe even lower to a degree.
Okay,
And
I know 3,800 people are talking about if that happens, what we could have is, you see this point right here?
yes,
We'd have symmetry and a right shoulder if we went all the way down to
uh,
3,800.
you know what? And I would love that, coach, just because I would start to build some more or build on to whatever little positions I had left for the long term. Also, that would be within that pullback. And I wouldn't argue if it came in between the 3,900 to the 37, 3,600. But I
Okay.
would like it because I like that. A good amount of money was been trading in that range. And I wouldn't argue with that range, until they reset.
Okay. I don't know what you're doing with the metals, but silver really took off with the Inflation Reduction Act. It was here. They do use a lot of silver in solar panels, right, Mike? In fact, they use a lot of silver in everything, and it's already in deficit. So, I don't chase anything. But if I had a pullback because people think yields are going to go up again, um, a $1.20 lower from here, I would use that to buy silver, buy it back,
How
and
about your EXK? That looks nice with another with the
yeah,
look at your. You want me to change screens? You mind?
yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, EXK, pretty good performer, right? I'd buy a pullback here at about 320, 330. I think this is embryonic in my view, what's happening here in silver. It's just
340.
starting.
340. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing and want to turn over my television set to you like the Outer Limits used to do when I was a kid. And it scared the hell out of me. I'd go, Mom, they're taking over the TV. You
I never
remember
had
that?
that problem.
Oh,
No, no, no.
well, you put on an Outer Limits rerun on YouTube. You'll see, you'll lose control of your television
I'll watch
set.
the trailer. How about that? That's the
All
best I
right,
could do.
buddy.
I don't have an attention span to watch movies anymore. I'd rather look.
No, it's a half an hour was a TV show.
All right, noted. Touche.
Outer Limits.
All right, I'm starting into TGH just the same way I do every morning. It's the same for everyone. All right, now, Coach
Who's that
started
proud sponsor? It said there was a proud sponsor of
TradeView
TradeGATEHub.
Markets.
Oh, they're proud.
Well, absolutely, they should.
All
Well,
right.
listen, I'll give you an example. See TradeGATEHub. We'll go to Trade. Let's go to that. That's a good point, Coach. We'll be on in TradeView Market site. Now, even one little tab here, like TradeGATEHub, and when you log in, just like everybody else, just look at just one little tab that TradeView Markets gives you. Look at all the universe you have. You have our whole chat room. You have the subsidiary from here. You have the YouTube channel, which has a gazillion videos of us, which I love to look at, and not because I'm vain, because I like to learn. And then you have the trading room. You can go to top news. Boom. How you doing?
Nice tool.
All the
Let alone,
charts, anything you want. Then you go to
yeah,
stocks,
yeah.
gainers, losers. Boom, right up there. You punch up the chart, and you know what?
Nice charts.
It is a nice chart. That's only our one trading room. That's what we go to back to our trading room, our main gig. And that's only one tab on TradeView Markets. Forget about if you do futures. You could do stocks. So poke around the website.
It's a pretty good price to be able to access this.
It is. It's free. And you know why? Because
that's the best price that everyone wants.
well, you know what? It's like we're willing to take a step back to give everybody more financial instruments and what we have to offer going forward. That's all. No
I had a
problem.
DJ buddy who said, if it's free, it's me.
Oh, I got
I'm
you.
sure he's not the only one that feels that way.
All right,
So,
here we go.
anyway.
So let Coach said, and by the way, to end this going back and forward, go to the YouTube button. Today being Tuesday, Monday I just got in from a plane, but from a flight. But go over what we did before. Okay, so let's look at what Monday, Tuesday morning, and why, for example, I think there's room for a temporary pullback. Okay. So right near a short-term market sentiment, we're somewhat, this is a stock picking level to me right here. And you know what, when I go to my main screen here, and I'll show you that, just, I don't want to keep going back and forth because I will stick to the routine. But here is the market today. You have the financial strong, you have the oil strong, a couple of monkeypox, the Caterpillar should be right up, team is acting well. Walmart should be up like this, EMPH can't stop it, but the techs are down, except for the best of breeds, Microsoft and Apple, saying something right there. And Coach even mentioned something like BBBY. What's the BBBY? Hold on a second. I'll get
A lot
back.
a lot more red on the screen today.
There is, but the wrong stocks go into a number tomorrow. You know, in the wrong stocks,
Yeah.
if you will. There is always, look at that Death and Beyond. That went right up to the 200-day look. Here's the chart. You got to be
That had an
this is
explosive
why
move
it's
after earnings.
it comes to a plan, and everybody knew it was a short squeeze from
Oh, yeah.
5 to 13.55. The retail is notoriously a bad sector, so you got to pay attention here. Went right up to the 200. They kissed it.
Wow.
Even went up to resistance there, give or take 50 cents. So the high was 13.70. I'm not saying you would have caught the high. I wouldn't have either. But from 13.70 certainly to 9.40, sometimes you're going to be wrong before you're right. But there's nothing wrong with buying a dip on a best of breed like EMPH that's been acting wonderful. CF, by the way, the new market leader. Oxy gave you the dip. You know what? Caterpillar even, well, Caterpillar's a different one. So stocks that started to have the short squeeze, if you will, that have led outside of Microsoft and Apple, have now fell below where they should. Shopify's below the 50-day. Twila, which had a dead cat bounce, is right near the near lows again. Micron, which all of a sudden was over every moving average that mattered 4 days ago. Looking at a breakout, went from 64 to 57, breaking a downtrend on volume, not out of favor now. Stocks like ON Semiconductor. I'm not saying I would say shorting that, but the rotation is evident. So, it is also
they're moving out of tech into what, Michael?
It depends on
defensive again, or where?
Well, listen, it's all. I'll probably go back to the XBI. I'll go back to the XBI. I like where the XBI would break. I hope it gets into the high 80s, and that's where I'd be interested in. Tesla had the 3-for-1 stock split, hasn't had an update since, but that's certainly consolidating and in the right sector. Even Bob is making a higher low, if you will. I'm not saying I'm in it. Matter of fact, I'm not.
Second higher low.
Stocks like Roblox, which have earnings tonight. So if it gets blasted and it goes back 10%, falls $4, it's still bullish, in my opinion, for a trade, not for a position. Let's look at your IWM, which you said you like, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you want the IWM to go back to 186 or 185 right here.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's exactly.
Is it? Yeah, well, I appreciate that because you were very, very good at charting. How about my Uber that ran up? I shorted yesterday that went above the 200-day. And I said, this is a short squeeze predicated upon volume at a multi-year high RSI. It was an advanced trade, don't get me wrong, but once it broke the 200-day, it gave me a little bit more edification to go through it. And as I saw that lift, which also was the late catalyst, okay, that was a short squeeze there, but it did go back to 2160 to 19. You don't have to buy your top ticket, but bottom line is these stocks are trading, 40, 50 million shares a day with huge range in volume. You are able to take money out of the market on a daily basis. It doesn't mean that you should be upset that you missed the meat of the move, because these are trades. These are not these are day trades, if you will. And you guys in the room have been picking it up well, looking for volume prints, looking for other best of breeds that might be going with it or might bring it down. So
the questions have gotten better in the room.
I'm sorry, no, there's no question about it.
And sometimes it's not questions. Sometimes it's just posting their ideas, and you could see they've learned a few tricks.
No, yeah. Well, listen, I learned more from. Listen, I'm not going to go to the pontificate on all the old cliches out there. I learned more from my losers than I went from my winners. But the thing is, you have to focus and you have to be involved. Unless you have some sort of stake in it, doesn't have to be completely financial. Either a high mental stake. That's the only way you're going to be able to compute. You're not going to be like, oh, Mike made a nice call on Uber. Why did I make a nice call on Uber? Or by the way, why wouldn't it have worked if I got out of it? By the way, that was only a small trade. It was a small day trade, if you will. But I'm looking. Everybody gets the picture to a degree, and I don't want to keep rambling on.
That looks good.
RKT.
Yeah.
That's correct. You know what? And I punted it, and RKT was the stock that insiders. Let me go to TradeGATEHub. I think I posted it here, and I will share it on the other screen because this is part of my process. I'm not saying it's the only process. I'm not saying it's the best process. This is a high level
I
process.
guess there's that 200-day look out to the upside.
Yeah, but I want to show you something in RKT. And by the way, if anybody wants to have news, like Gerard asked me yesterday about what was in the move in something,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, this is what you do. And if everybody is following who I follow, let's get back here. I follow how many people? 57 people, quality, not quantity. It doesn't mean you have to follow the same. It doesn't mean you can follow more. But certainly if I'm following, let me give an example. TA Plot, guy's a good trader. The majority of guys who I follow are also following him as well, including Menardini, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So, high people follow him. So go upon that. My point being is that when you follow who I follow, and it is only a couple of people, and you're interested in a move in MU, for example, go to dollar MU. This is how I get my news. Okay. And you go, Micron announced the largest ever investment. This is all the news today in Micron. Go through my screen. It'll be right there. Stocks breaking down in the morning. MU cuts outlook. You go even to latest, which will give you the latest headlines. Dan, and they talk Dan Niles is a major MU guy. So this is what I'm talking about. He's one of the hottest, or for 25 years, he's been a tech guy. He'll give you his opinion on MU. And it's a very high level, right or wrong, but it's something to build upon your plan back. If you want to buy a long term, you want to go and buy or short some Nevada or AMD or ON or GFS that go with the semiconductor group or Texan. So it's a multi-level, it's a multi-level thought process if you want to trade and view the day.
And we bring a lot of this intelligence gathering already curated through us, through the people we interview, the people we follow, the people we keep in touch with. What we've learned from them, we integrate into our own narrative. And so it's it's a pretty good time saver. Because just like you, Mike, a lot of my ideas, or maybe the execution is my style, but a lot of ideas and my eye being pointed to something I wouldn't be paying attention to is gained through intelligence gathering.
It is. This is the thing. Everybody can look at my dossier. I'm certainly not the best trader. I'm certainly not the worst. I was well trained at high levels throughout my career. And there are other methods of trading. By the way, I have a couple of different styles. I believe in all styles as long as you do it consistently, and it's up to your own. There is no perfect style, or else it'd just be one algorithm and everybody chase it and pay $5 trillion for it, and that'd be the guy that trades. So all this data that we put out here is a compilation of all this other data that out here. I'm basically paraphrasing what we give you with an unbiased view or plan as I go into it. Like I said this morning in TGH, and I'm telling anybody that here should at least know this, where we are with myself. And it's this. Let me make sure I'm sharing on TGH specifically, is this. And thanks for posting, guys. I also posted Micron this morning. I posted the setup. We post upgrades and downgrades every morning, a couple of stocks. Yesterday's movers with range volume. I guarantee I punch up the top 3 here are hot today, including BBY and AMC. So we give you also the movers. If you're a swing trader or a long-term trader, there's a stocks that you should be day trading predicated upon price action, volume, and range. That's all. You don't have to think about with the number tomorrow. But getting back to my original point, it's this. The best traders have no expectations. I don't know what Gerard asked me where I believe the market's going to be in 2 weeks. I appreciate the question. I can probably dissertate and probably convince you one way or the other, or which way it's going to go, but I'm not sure yet. But they know that the market is unpredictable. Tomorrow's number, and they don't have to try to force a particular result. Instead, they
force anything.
Yeah, they do their own research, reacting to opportunities they arise. I got it. Coach, the coach asked the right plan this morning. Predicated upon tomorrow's number, what are you looking to do if the market goes to 4,200 or goes down? And that's going to be predicated again on my research and reacting to the opportunities one way or another tomorrow. I'll have the list of best of breeds of stocks. If I want to go short term, I'll know. If I want to go long term, depending how volatile the number is, I'll know because that's my seasoning. And then we'll implicate the plan, the stocks based upon that short term time frame, or if I want to add to the long term, if they get down, to a level where I'm interested. That's all. But that's my plan.
So join us in the room live for the release of these inflation numbers.
No, we really,
And I know there'll be plenty of posts out there, so come to
listen,
TradeGATEHub.com.
I'm not acting, in any way an egregious manner or,
No,
I'm just saying complaints, comments, or we're all comments are welcome. We didn't invent it. It's not, I want to mold, we want to mold it as we go along. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Comments, anything you want, just, let us know. We'll
participate. Don't isolate, collaborate.
No, everybody knows Coach and I right now get along very well. We're not shy. I guess we wear our trading heart on our sleeve to a degree. It's not going to change. And we understand that it's not for everybody, just so we can just, lower your learning curve. And if everybody doesn't need this, some data or not, that's fine. I know the data. I do it for myself with or without TGH. So
right.
Just, participate. And just let us know and watch all the videos. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're expecting to come in, turn on the computer and be like, let's see what Mike V likes today, it's not going to work that way. Unfortunately, I wish it would. But over the long term with the process, I trade a lot of traders and coaches. Actually, we trade, teach each other to a degree. So stay with the process. It should be hard. You know what I mean? They say the best views come from the best climb. And certainly Coach and I feel the same way about our trading skills. And that's the ultimate goal of everybody here. That's all.
Glad to add value for everyone.
You know what? I could get more empirical, but I try to keep pounding into everybody. Develop your own style. You will not be short of ideas in this room.
And we don't want you to become dependent on anyone, but to become independent of everyone.
No, if you want to become dependent, go to the, I'll take the money in the fund and you'll have to worry about it.
That's a way to do it.
If you want, if you want me to charter your fishing boat, that's a little bit of the fee. If you want me to teach you how to fish, be on there every day. That's all.
Okay.
Lewis. Okay, Lewis. Coach and Mike, when do you elaborate your daily plan? I try to. This is Lewis's question. I appreciate that. Hi, Joba. The plan that never stops. It's like the mail. It just never stops. It comes coming every day. Is always the ES or the market sits empirically, number wise. Then I go to acting. Then my plan goes to what stocks are acting with the market that way, number wise. Why are they acting good up at this particular SPX number, or why are they acting bad in this SPX number, and what the catalysts are for. Then I go into trading style of things coming down on low volume. Are the best of breeds leading? Are they taking up the small stocks? The market was due for a pullback. And why? Because there are a lot of indicators showing there. The market's holding in there, by the way. But the last part of some speculative phase, at least in the market run up, Coach and I know from 100 years between us, is when the speculative start going nuts, and stocks that showed their hand yesterday, best of breeds like EMPH and Apple, they were all down yesterday. Now the proper rotation is happening, but my plan is is gained on short-term swing and long-term. It becomes, always I say, it becomes muscle memory. Some guys are still getting their layups straight before pregame warmups. My muscle memory got me to this routine and being at a high level and focusing after 26 years, where I'm looking forward. I swear to God, I'm looking forward to getting the ball with 3 seconds left and trying to win the game. I might not always make it, but I'm looking for the ball. I really am.
Did you hear what they showed the spot of Bill Russell, who passed away?
Best winner of all time.
And he said his favorite time on the court was when it was 3 against 1 on a fast break against him. And it showed how many of those he broke up. And that was his favorite time. When he was most challenged, was the most fun he had on the court.
No,
Isn't that cool?
Well, yeah, like I said, Coach, I'm not here to put my next trade in the tax bracket. I'm here in front of the computer because I think I might miss something that might give someone else an edge over me and gain that over me. I don't think I'm going to, I'm like I said, I'm not going to make a 7-figure trade within the next day and a half. I'm here to think, okay, I don't want somebody to slide something past me. That's what keeps me going. I swear to God, I've said that before.
Okay, competitive.
No, I am.
But a very competitive guy. They say people from New York and Chicago are pretty competitive. That's why the exchanges were there, and you know,
And Tim Fury, our boss here, had a deep root in both of them. Fact. That's where the rugby
okay,
comes in.
all right.
Besides all you have already, your tools and structure. I do, Lewis. You know what? Let's put this to a golfer. I'm a professional golfer. I know that between my 7-iron, by the way, is between 150 and 160 yards. I know when I'm off the tee, I'm not going to use a 7-iron. So I know in certain market situations, I know what tools I'm going to use in certain markets. And as a professional and as a pro golfer that's supposed to take money and win tournaments, you got to know your tools and win. I'm serious. It's up to you. Build your tools and take as much time as you want. But when it comes like the game time again, I'm not worried about if I'm going to hit the 7 or 8 iron. I'm worried about how I'm not going to hit it, not if I'm going to hit it. And I'm serious. We'll leave it at that, right, Coach? You want to end on that one?
That's a good one. Why don't we end it on this one? I completely agree with your T-shirt.
Oh, yes. No, it does. Remember.
There's only one word missing in between. Love wins. Always.
Okay. Well,
Love always wins.
I'm 5'4". I didn't think always would fit in the middle here.
All right. Well, Mike, great talking to you. I feel
5'6", by the way.
I'm pumped and ready for tomorrow.
No, we'll be here.
And they asked about my work. Hey, I prep people on every live stream I do, not just for what's happening now, but the what if this happens on a report, what my reaction would be in either scenario. And plus plenty of posts right here in the main trading room. Neither Mike or I are bashful.
No.
Have a great day trading,
Cheers.
everyone.
We love the ideas and communication with the room, Joba. You know what I mean? Let's
spread the word, man. Let's build the mastermind.
Let's take the tread lightly into tomorrow. Tomorrow's good.
Yeah.
Listen, let's not lose dimes today for the rest of the day when dollars are going to be tomorrow. It's better to formulate a little plan and things are moving. Let them settle out. Things are moving. So
yeah,
I'll see you after lunch. I'll be posting, but video tomorrow, Coach, at 9:30 a.m. I'll be on at 11. So cheers and trade.
Cheers, everyone. Good hunting. Adios.